The Heart of the Healer. Reflection on Exodus 15:26. He said, "If you listen carefully to the Lord your God and do what is right in his eyes, if you pay attention to his commands and keep all his decrees, I will not bring on you any of the diseases I brought on the Egyptians, for I am the Lord who heals you." There are seasons in our journey where we all long for healing touch, not just for our bodies, but for the quiet aches in our hearts, our tired minds, and our weary spirits. In Exodus 15, the Israelites had just witnessed the impossible. They had seen God part the Red Sea, leading them into a new dawn of freedom. Yet, only 3 days into their new life, the desert heat set in. They were thirsty, discouraged, and tired. They arrived at a place called Marah, but the water there was too bitter to drink. Can you imagine the disappointment? They had come so far, only to find a well that couldn't sustain them. In their frustration, they cried out, and God showed Moses a simple piece of wood. When it was cast into the water, the bitterness vanished, and the water became sweet. It was in this moment of restored hope that God revealed a new part of his heart. I am the Lord who heals you. This is the first time in Scripture we meet Jehovah Rapha, the Lord who heals. It is a name that promises more than just a physical cure. It promises a wholeness that mends the very fabric of our lives. The Israelites were in a bitter place, both in their surroundings and in their souls. They carried the trauma of slavery and the fear of the unknown. Marah wasn't just a location, it was a mirror of their hearts. But notice the tenderness of God's response. He didn't rebuke them for their thirst. He met them exactly where they were and transformed their bitterness into sweetness. That is what our healer does. He doesn't just take the pain away, he breathes life into it until it becomes something beautiful and life-giving. Perhaps today you find yourself at your own Marah. You might be navigating a season of heartbreak, a quiet disappointment, or a frustration that feels like it will never lift. While God doesn't promise a life without deserts, he does promise to be the wellspring within them. His healing reaches the places medicine cannot touch. The quiet sting of rejection, the heavy shadows of past mistakes, the hollow ache of loss, the weary weight of what if. Psalm 147, chapter 3, reminds us, he heals the broken-hearted and binds up their wounds. Think of that image, the creator of the stars leaning down to gently bind up a broken heart. He doesn't just offer a temporary fix, he offers a restoration that makes us new. In Exodus 15, verse 26, God invites us into a rhythm of faithfulness. This isn't about earning his love through perfect behaviour. It's about aligning our hearts with the one who designed us. When we walk in his ways, we are stepping into the flow of his grace. Healing often begins with a gentle letting go, releasing the bitterness we've held on to, offering forgiveness to those who may not deserve it, exchanging our frantic fears for a quiet trust. As we surrender these burdens, we make room for his peace to move through us, mending what has been fractured. The promise of Jehovah Rapha finds its most beautiful expression in Jesus. By his wounds we are healed, Isaiah 53. On the cross, Jesus entered into our deepest brokenness so that we would never have to face it alone. He is the source of all renewal. Even when physical healing takes longer than we hope, his grace sustains us with a strength that the world cannot give. and a peace that the world cannot take away. When God says, "I am the Lord who heals you," He is inviting you to rest in His nature. He is your restorer. He is your redeemer. He is the one who turns your mourning into dancing and your Mara into a place of refreshment. Whatever you are carrying today, remember, you are not alone and your story is not over. Your pain is seen and your heart is held by the great physician. Trust His timing, lean into His love, and let Him be your Jehovah Rapha. Are you carrying something heavy today? Our community would love to stand with you. If you need a reminder that you are seen and loved, just drop a prayer in the comments and we will lift you up.